welcome to another HoB video. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack. That was my shouty little bit.
Yes, the shouty beginning bit, trying to look important, writing stuff down. He hasn't written anything down there. He's just written several letters from the alphabet. Will.
Yes.
We are going to talk to the viewers today. We're going to move slightly away from Cafe 43 because, as regular viewers will know, Cafe 43 is run by House of Bread. House of Bread is the overarching, big, global conglomerate that's sponsored by JP Morgan and all these banks. It's not really, I'm joking. But House of Bread is the umbrella charity of which Cafe 43 is under.
Yeah.
And we wanted to tell you guys at home watching this or wherever you are just what House of Bread does beyond Cafe 43, Will, because people come into Cafe 43, they sit down, they have a chat, they have some food, we might give some advice, we might say, oh, that's the problem you've told us, here's where to go, we'll go with you to help sort it out, that kind of thing. But we do a lot more beyond Cafe 43.
You're right. The grouting of which House of Bread is the difference between our friends and our partners and the agencies we work with. And this week's a good example where agencies that are connected and support our friends, whether that be alcohol recovery, probation service, mental health service, housing, debt. All of these agents are out there desperate to engage with their probably most difficult client base who they can't phone because they're changing their numbers all the time, can't email because they have no access to the internet, are inconsistent with attending appointments. The one thing all our friends have, which the agents crave, is we know where they'll be. And it'll be Cafe 43. Here. So typically the agencies we would use are either available in terms of physically here. So we're looking at days of the week where we would have somebody from the recovery agencies.
Well, like we've described, what be happening when we open Cafe 43.
It could be somebody from Housing Options. It could be somebody from the police. It could be all sorts of agencies that can be physically here. But crucially, we're also able to reach out through advocacy, through telephones, through support with the likes of the DWP, the job centres, the Citizens Advice Bureau, because they help a lot with complications around PIP applications and referrals to more complicated cases. And so critically, for the agencies that need to interact with the most difficult, we are that bit of grouting. Mm-hmm. And so we can achieve a lot of organisations' outcomes, to use that jargon, on their behalf by just providing the one stop, the place where people will come to.
That's a great point. So, for example, a agency's outcome might be that they've set up some relationship with a friend and they need to engage with that friend bi-weekly.
Yes.
Every week. And that could be difficult, but we make that possible by saying, look, this person who we call our friend is going to come into Cafe 43, sit here, and you'll achieve, you can tick that box.
Particularly health, particularly GP appointments, where an appointment is an expensive piece of time for a professional. So if we can get people up to speed, retain them, get the most up-to-date contact details, pass messages on, pass paperwork on, it's very, very simple. And the cafe provides that source. And I'm really pleased that we're able to expand and work with more and more agencies who have a difficult job in working with the most difficult. If we can deliver that contact, then that's really, really good work. And it brings together a consistency in a world that is chaotic.
House of Bread is fantastic because we can go that extra mile that other statutory organisations can't, one because of funding and two because of time. We work 24/7. That doesn't mean we're working all the time, but sometimes if somebody's got something they need sorting out on 5 o'clock on a Saturday, the council aren't open then. Loads of people aren't open then, and that might be a call to the police that's completely unnecessary.
And we recognise that as a blessing. The other thing that's really important is to make sure that the messages that an agency wants to translate, we have the same messages. So we work with a lot of agencies, so the message is consistent. Our friends have a habit of sort of playing one agency off against another. The consistency of us saying, no, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how we're going to work, just helps build in a consistent approach. The way the new cafe is going to sort of operate in terms of proper time sequencing, it's all part of that, trying to reinforce that actually we're here to help, and if you're going to work with us, you're going to work with the agency, we can achieve a lot. But we've been this a long time. We know that's a massive struggle, but we won't give up, and we will, as you say, Jack, we'll provide that vehicle in order for the agencies to be able to get to do the work that they do so well. So we can work in a different way.
We can bend.
Yeah.
We can bend more than other organisations can, and sometimes that's the difference between catching somebody on a good day and catching somebody on a bad day.
It's engagement or non-engagement.
Yeah,
and it's crucial.
And we can really bend to make sure that engagement happens.
Get them to that point, because there are lots of good people sitting out there desperately trying to engage with these folk.
And we all know, me and Will know, and you guys at home know that if you go to an appointment, sometimes you're not in a great mood. But for our friends, that can mean the difference between having money and having no money. It can be the difference between having money for your children or not having money to feed your children, or heat or eat, as Will likes going on about. These appointments are sometimes a matter of life and death for our friends, really extreme. So to be able to provide what we provide just adds that bit of cushion where somebody can have a bad moment and we can go with them and go, look, hold my hand, come back, we'll be with you, and we can go again. And say to the statutory organisation, look, we know this is blown up here, but meet our friend halfway. We can explain the friend's situation, and that's great. Really different.
We can explore a little bit later on as we go through the rest of the year on some of the key agencies we're working with, because I think that would be interesting to see how it is that we can connect and how we can support that person through it.
We have so much to talk about on this subject, loads of stuff we couldn't fit in this video, so if you want to hear more, do get in touch on the email or the phone number that is below. But that is it for this video. Thank you very much, Will.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, as always, for watching. Please do remember to like and share the videos, get it out as wide as possible, because it's cool to share all this stuff. But until then, we shall see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. I think it's quite simple. Is my hat on straight?
It is, yes.
Hello!